July 2021, Colour Palette 6, Animal Illustrations. In 2018, I started my own art challenge, which revolves around using limited colour palettes. I named the challenge Huely as it takes place during the month of July and it's all about hue or colour. The aim of the challenge is to paint an image using a maximum of 5 colours, though black and white can also be used if needed. For July 2021, a total of 11 colour palettes were created, each used for 3 consecutive days. And to make it easier for myself, I set myself a topic for each of the colour palettes, and the topic for this one is animals. The animals I selected for this colour palette are quite recognisable due to their shape and environment. I also knew that these animals are predominantly grey, and people would know exactly what animals they are despite the greys being swapped for blue tones. For these images, I didn't just want to paint animals, but I wanted to add a bit more meaning to each of the paintings. The meaning behind the latter 2 illustrations might be more apparent as there's a bit of text for added context, but there's actually an important message in this illustration as well. This image represents that there's no shame in asking for help, and that even the people at the top of their specific fields might need a helping hand. And who's better to show this than a hippo who needs a little bit of help to stay afloat, even if it's an animal that's known for spending a lot of time in water. If you have any questions about my process of these images or of any of my other work, then please ask them in the comment section. I wanted to make an illustration to remind people to stay diligent and wash their hands, not just before eating, but also when entering and leaving grocery shops and so on. Though this has been a message which people were quite aware of in 2020, but it seemed that in 2021 and now in 2022 that people don't find this as important. The funny thing about this image is that it doesn't appear that the English-speaking world sees raccoons as all that hygienic, especially considering that they've been given the nickname Trash Panda because they often rummage through bins. Though they're actually known for submerging things in water and even seem to wash different items before they eat them. And another fun fact is that raccoon in my native language translates to washing bear, which is one of the reasons I found the raccoon to be the perfect animal for this message. The images I've created using this colour palette might seem a bit flatter than the previous images, and that's actually on purpose. I wanted these illustrations to be quite stylized and even lean more comic-like or have a cutesy style. This was done in order to make sure that the images are clear and easy to read, and partially to make sure that they reach a broader audience. The flat style was also chosen because I wanted to make sure that things would print well should I want to add them to different products. When working with limited colour palettes, it's not uncommon for the imagery to become more simplified, because you only have a set amount of colours you can use to create the image. Though there are techniques which can help you create colour variations and add shading. Hatching helps create transitions between colours and has been used in illustration and printing for years. Though with the magic of digital painting, it's also possible to use transparencies and layer styles to create those colour variations and even mix the colours. Thank you so much for watching. More process videos are up on my YouTube channel, and for more of my work, check out my social media accounts.